All right, this video is for Math Message 2-6. This is for the main lesson taught in class. So if you're absent, you can use this video to catch up, or if you struggled, you could use this lesson to review. In this lesson, we're going to work on solving equal groups problems. It makes sense of multiplying by 0 and 1. So first of all, again, it's some more word problems, and specifically, we're going to be working with equal group problems. Now, when we were working with equal groups about a week or so ago, what is equal groups? So that means like if I had 3 groups and they each had 3 in each group, these are equal groups. What kind of math is that? And we learned that that is multiplication because we have 3 groups of 3. So those are the kind of problems that we're going to work with today. We've been doing a lot of addition and subtraction word problems, and today we're specifically going to work with some equal group problems. We're also going to be working on making sense of multiplying by 0 and by 1. All right, so first I need you to take out paper and pencil or dry erase marker and a dry erase board so that you can work out some problems. So pause the video, make sure that you have your materials gathered. Also, you'll always need your workbook. When we're doing these math messages, we always have a workbook page that goes along with that. So always just have your workbook ready. Always have pencil and paper or dry erase board ready to go. All right, so let's look at this problem. It says that you have 4 packages of pencils. There are 6 pencils in each package. How many pencils in all? So the very first thing I do when I look at a problem is I start to draw a picture. It says you have 4 packages of pencils. So even without reading anything else, I just like to go ahead and draw my 4 packs of pencils. I might not know what I'm going to do with those packs yet, but I have them drawn. I'm kind of pulling out the information I know. The next bit of information says there are 6 pencils in each package. Not 6 pencils altogether, but 6 in each. So I'm just going to go ahead. Some of you like to draw dots and some of you like to draw tally marks. I'm going to be honest with you. At this point in 3rd grade, I really shouldn't have to draw dots or tally marks because when I go back to do the math, I'm not going to need to count all of those dots or tally marks. I'm able to add numbers now that I'm in 3rd grade. So I really kind of stick away from not doing tally marks or dots, especially when we get into some bigger numbers. Now, it wants to know how many pencils in all. So we talked about how the words in all are clue words that we're going to be adding things together, right? So we're going to be adding all of these pencils up. But we also talked about when we're adding the same number over and over and over again, that's repeated addition. What kind of math is repeated addition? Multiplication, right? What do you think that multiplication number model would look like? I'll give you a second. You can even pause the video. Write a multiplication number model to match my picture. All right, here's the number model you should have written. We have 4 groups of 6. Remember how we talked about that multiplication symbol? We can replace it with the word groups of. So we have 4 groups of 6. And now what does that equal? And so I can start, even if I don't know what 4 times 6 is yet, because I haven't memorized all of my multiplication facts, I can just add them up, right? And so I would add 6 plus 6 up and get my 12, add another 6 plus 6 and get 12, and when I add 12 and 12, I get 24. All right, let's look at another problem. All right, I want you to start drawing. I'm going to read, and I want you to draw a picture as I'm reading. There are 3 packages of party horns. Go ahead, draw that. 3 packages, right? Simple. All right, here's the next bit of information. With 6 horns in each pack. Draw that information. I want to know how many horns in all. So I'm putting these all together, right? What would be my number model? Go ahead and write a number model. Pause the video for a second, write a number model. Okay, I wonder how many of you wrote 6 plus 6 plus 6. That would be okay if you wrote that. Okay, I want to know how many of them all. I'm adding these all together. But what's another number model we could have written? How about 3 groups of 6? 3 times 6 is the same thing as 6 plus 6 plus 6. Now, if I don't know what 3 times 6 is, that's okay. I can just go ahead and add. 6 plus 6 is 12. When I add on another 6, I have 18. All right, let's look at this problem. It says if I buy 6 packages of chocolate-scented pens, how many pens will I have? Well, we're missing some information, aren't we? Hold on a second. Let's draw this out. If I buy 6 packages of chocolate-scented pens, so I buy my 6 packages. Do I have 6 there? There we go. 6 packages of chocolate-scented pens. How many pens will I have? Well, these are packages, right? What information am I missing? I don't know how many pens are in each package, do I? All right, so actually I need to go forward a couple pages here. Sorry about that, because I have this actually. There we go. There's actually a dollar store poster, and if you are doing this lesson at home, I'm going to put this dollar store poster on it's going to be right below this math message, because you're actually going to even need this dollar store poster when you are doing your workbook page. And unfortunately, they don't put the dollar store poster in your workbook. So you're going to need this information. So I'll make sure that I put this as a link right with math message 2-6 so that you can pull this up. Okay, so let's look at this for a second. All right, so I have to find the chocolate scented pens on here. So, and it might be hard for you to actually see on your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and find the chocolate scented pens. And it says that there is 6 in a pack. That might be hard for you to read, but there are 6 of them in a pack. So I'm just going to put that information, 6 in a pack. Okay, so go ahead and now fill in that information. So how many chocolate scented pens will I have? I want you to go ahead and pause the video. I want you to do 2 things. 1, I want you to write a good number model that matches this picture. And 2, I want you to find the answer of how many pens will I have. Pause the video. Okay, so for my number model, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 6. So that's my number model. Maybe you did 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, but I really want you to get out of that habit. If you're adding the same number over and over again, I want you to write that as a multiplication number model. Now, if you go ahead, you can add them up then. If you have 6 groups of 6 and you don't know what 6 times 6 is yet, you can go ahead and just skip count by 6s or keep adding these 6s. So you might even do 6 plus 6 is 12, and then do another 6 plus 6 is 12, and do another 6 plus 6 is 12. Then I need to add my 12 and 12 and 12 together. So your answer should be 36. Be real careful. If you're doing what I did, where I'm kind of drawing these little brackets, connecting them. I see so many times boys and girls do this, and then they also do this. Well, look, you've already touched this one, and now you're touching it again. So just be real careful when you draw, if you draw those little brackets where you're putting a couple of them together. I see boys and girls doing that all the time, and even myself sometimes. All right, so now let's look at the next problem. It says, if I buy 4 packages of glitter sticks, will that be enough for everyone in our class to have 1 glitter stick? Why or why not? Okay, again, there's a piece of information missing. I need to get our dollar store poster, but let's just go ahead and draw what we know so far, and then I'll grab that piece of information. It says if I buy 4 packages of glitter sticks, draw what that looks like. And it wants to know if that's going to be enough for everyone in our class. The thing is, I don't know how many's in each pack. So let me go back to our dollar store poster and let me find our glitter sticks here. Down here is the glitter sticks, and it says there are 7 per pack. So let me go back here. Whoops, that's the wrong way. There's 7 per pack. It wants to know if there's going to be enough for everyone in our class. So first, I'm going to find out how many I have. And then that will determine if there's enough for everyone in my class. So I want you to go ahead and I want you, again, pause the video. I want you to do a number model and I want you to find the answer. All right, so your number model should be 4 groups of 7, so 4 times 7. And then when you add all of these 7s together, you should have 28. So there are 28 glitter sticks. Now, is that enough for everyone in your class? And depending on what school year it is, this year I only have 18 boys and girls in each of the classrooms. Some years I have 20, some years I have 25, but you'll be able to tell if there's enough for everybody in your class because you have 28 glitter sticks. All right, let's look at the next problem. All right, it says you have 1 package of marbles. How many marbles do you have? All right, so you have 1 package. I got to go back and get that information, don't I? So let me go back to our dollar store poster. Let me find marbles. Having trouble finding. Oh, okay, I see it right here. It says there's 45 per bag. So let's go back to our problem. 1 package of marbles. So there's 45 marbles in that pack. Now it says how many marbles do you have? Well, how many marbles do I have? I have 45, right? But what is the number model for this? Think about that for a second. Maybe even pause the video. Give yourself time to think about it. Write a number model. Okay, how many groups do you have? 1. How many's in that group? 45. So there's your number model. 1 times 45 equals 45. Okay? Now let's look. Now you might think this is weird. I'm getting to something here. Give me a minute. All right, so now, what if I have 1 package of file cards? How many file cards do you have? Well, let's go back to our dollar store poster. I got to find it because now it's back a couple pages. So let me go back. 1 package of file cards. There's a package of 100, it says. So I have 1 package of file cards and there's 100. How many file cards do I have? Well, I have 100, right? What's my number model? 1 group of 100. So 1 times 100 is 100. Now, guys, what if I had 0 packages of marbles? 0 packages. How many marbles do I have? Well, I know that there's 45 in a pack. We looked at that a little bit ago. So if I have 45 in a pack, how many marbles do I have? If I have 0 packages? Well, I have 0 marbles, right? What would my number model be for this problem? How many groups do I have? 0. How many's in that group? Well, if I had a bag of marbles, there's 45 marbles in that bag. So 0 times 45 equals, oops, nope, it doesn't. 0 times 45 equals 0. It's starting to get late. Ready to go home and have some dinner. All right, so 0 packages of marbles. It doesn't matter how many's in that package. If I have 0 packages, I have 0 marbles. Okay, so now how about a bag of 9-inch balloons? If I have 0 bags of 9-inch balloons, how many balloons do I have? Well, even if I go back and I look at my packages of balloons, It says, where's the balloons? Right here. There's 25 in a bag. Okay? So now, if I have 0 bags of 9-inch balloons, even though there's 25 in a bag, how many do I have? Well, I have 0 because I don't have any bags. Again, though, what's my number model? 0 groups of 25 equals 0. All right, so I want you to look at a couple number models, okay? If I have 1 times 10, what do I have? I have 1 group of 10. If I have 1 group, I have 10. But what if I have 0 groups of 10? If I don't have any groups down here, like it's just blank, there's no groups down here, my answer is always going to be 0. Okay, so something we need you to notice, boys and girls, is anytime you're multiplying by 1, your answer is always going to be that other factor or that other number. Okay, so if I have, let's see here if that's on the, whoops, nope. Go back. All right, so if I have 1 group of 10, I have 10, right? If I have 1 group of 5, what am I going to have? I'm going to have 5. If I have 1 group of 25, what am I going to have? 25. So anytime I'm multiplying by 1, the answer is always going to be that other number. Even if I turn that around, okay, maybe I have 10 groups of 1. So now I have 10 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in each group I have 1. What do I have? I still have 10. Okay, if I have 5 groups of 1, well, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in each group I have 1. How much do I have? I still have 5. So anytime I'm multiplying by 1, my answer is always that other number. Okay? Same thing now, let's look at anything times 0. When I had 0 bags of marbles, how many marbles did I have? I had 0, right? If I had 0 bags or 0 packages of notebook cards, I said there were 100 in a pack, but if I have 0 packs, what do I have? 0, right? If I have 0 packages and it's supposed to have 3 in each package, but I have 0 packages, what do I have? I have 0. Okay, a lot of times a pack of markers will be 8 in a pack. But if I have 0 packs of 8, I still have 0 markers. So anytime you're multiplying by 0, your product or your answer is always 0, even if I turn that around. Okay, maybe I have 8 packages and each package has 0 in it. So I have 8 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but I have 0 in all those groups. Well, what do I have? I still have 0. I have 3 groups, but there's 0 in each group. I still have 0. Okay, so the 2 new multiplication facts, we worked on anything times 2, times 5, times 10. Now today, this seems like a simple one, but it's amazing how often boys and girls will get this one wrong. They really kind of get mixed up with the times 0 and times 1. So now, just to review, let's go back and review what multiplication facts we know so far. We know that anything times 2 is just a doubles fact. I'm going to take the other number and I'm going to double it. So let's say I have 7 times 2. Because it's times 2, I'm going to take the other number and double it. That gives me 14. Okay, we also know strategies for times 5. That is just to count by 5s. Now, if I have, again, 7 times 5, because it's times 5, I can take the other number, put up that many fingers, and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We also learned the strategy for anything times 10. We know that we just put a 0 on the end. Oops, didn't write that very well. So again, if I have 7 times 10, well, because it's times 10, I'm going to take the other factor, the other number, and I'm going to put a 0 on the end of that number. And it doesn't matter if the problems go the other way around. I can have 2 times 7 instead. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's times 2, I still double the other number. I can have 5 times 7. Doesn't matter. It's times 5. I'm going to take the other number and count by 5s. I can have 10 times 7. It doesn't matter. There's a times 10 in there. Take the other number and put a 0 on the end. But now we're going to add anything times 1. The product is just the other number, or the other factor. We really got to get used to those words, factors and products, okay? Now, factors are the numbers in a multiplication problem that we're multiplying together, and the product is the answer, okay? So anything times 1, the answer is just the other factor. So if I have 7 times 1, because it's times 1, my answer is just 7. And if I'm multiplying by 0, the answer is always 0. Okay, always 0. So if I have 7 times 0, it's times 0. So my answer, doesn't matter what my other factor is, my answer is always 0. Okay, 2 words I want you to remember. I want you to remember the word factors, and I want you to know the word products. Okay, so if I have 5 times 10 equals 50, these are my factors. This is my product. All right, boys and girls, that is it for lesson 2-6. Oh, no, it's not it. Wait a second. It is not it. We didn't do the workbook page. All right, sorry about that. We didn't do the workbook page. All right, so boys and girls, I need you to do the workbook page on page 46 in your workbook. You're going to go ahead and you're going to do these problems. You are going to need that dollar store poster on page 270 in your reference book, but I'm going to try to attach it in my on my web page so that you can pull it up. Or, you know what, let me go through and kind of put that information that you need on here, and then you can kind of pause that video. So in this one it says, Shanna buys 3 boxes of mini stock cars to share with her classmates. How many cars does she have in all? You know she has 3 boxes of mini stock cars. I'm going to go to the poster and I'm going to find those mini stock cars right here, and it says that there are 10 per box. All right, so you might want to jot that information down. Okay, there's 10 per box. Okay, that's the information that you're going to need. And then it wants to know, how much do 3 boxes of cars cost? Well, you need to know what 1 box costs, right? So each of those boxes costs $4. So there's 10 per box, and it costs $4 per box. So that's the information that you're going to need for number 1. All right, then to go to number 2, a teacher buys 1 package of value pack pens and 0 packages of chocolate scented pens. How many pens does she buy in all. So she buys 1 package of value pack pens and 0 packets of chocolate scented. So I need to look at the value pack pens and the chocolate scented pens. Let me do that. So we've got our value pack pens. There's 10 in a package. And we've got the chocolate scented pens. There are 6 in a pack. So value pack pens, there are 10 per pack. Whoops. Oh my goodness gracious. 10 per pack. Okay, in the chocolate scented pens, there are 6 per pack. All right, and then I don't think it asks you how much money on that one, so we don't need to know how much they cost. All right, so that's the information that you need, so hopefully fill that in your workbook. Up here for the mini stock cars, there's 10 cars per box, and it's $4 per box. You'll need that information. And then down here, you need to know that there's 10 per pack of the value pens and 6 per pack of the chocolate scented pens. Go ahead, pause the video, work out the problems, and then turn the video back on to check yourself. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go through this real quick. This video is already getting pretty long. She buys 3 boxes of mini stock cars, and each box I know has 10 per box. So how many cars does she have? Well, she has 30 in my unit. Don't forget my unit. And I'm just going to say cars, or you could have said mini stock cars. My number model is 3 groups of 10 equals 30. That's my number model. Okay? Now it wants to know how much do 3 boxes of cars cost. So again, I've got my same 3 boxes, but now I'm not worried about how many cars, I'm worried about how much money. So I know that each one is $4. Okay, so when I add all of that money up, 4 plus 4 plus 4, I've got 12. Now my unit, 12 what? It's $12. My number model is 3 groups of 4 equals 12. That's my number model. All right, moving down to number 2, a teacher buys 1 package of value pack pens. So there's 1 package of value pack pens. I'm going to call those VP. 1 package, and there's 10 per pack. Then it says she buys 0 packages of chocolate scented pens. So I'm not going to draw anything for these chocolates. There's 0 packages, right? So how many pens does she buy in all? 10. 10 what? What's my unit? 10 pens. Now what are my number models? And it says number models. So I have 2 pieces of information here. So my number model should have been, well, I have 1 pack of 10, which equals 10, and then I have 0 packs of 6, which equals 0. And so you could actually also add 10 plus 0 equals 0. All right, guys, that is it for lesson 2-6.